All right, you pursuers of excellence. Today's topic is it time for a change? Um, so there's some conversations that I've heard along my Army career, and people talk about the good old days because apparently all days of the past were the good old days to some people, and maybe they are, and if your best days are behind you, I got to say that that's probably not a great optimistic outlook for the rest of your days. The conversation that I hear often is, yeah, it's a new army. Soldiers aren't what they used to be, and it's a lot softer these days, and all this other stuff. I know you have all heard it. So my two questions are you set in your ways, or are your values compromised? And so if you're set in your ways and you don't want to evolve as a leader, like the NCO vision says, it says adapts to a changing world. If you're not willing to adapt to a changing world and be the leader that is continually learning and continually, from reading from other leaders and then also from your soldiers, you got to be humble enough to know that you don't know everything. Your soldiers, do have knowledge, and your subordinates. But if you're just done with it and you don't want to grow anymore, that is completely okay. You have done your service, and you've done a lot more than a lot of other people, and that's something to be commended. But the army and soldiers are changing, and that is also okay. So you got to be willing to either evolve with the times, or you just have to get out of the way and let other leaders do it. Now, the other question is, are your values compromised? So now, if your values are compromised as a leader, then that's where we have issues, right? Because you're evolving as a leader, but your values are being compromised, and you can't possibly believe in a mission where your core beliefs are being violated. So what I would say is, if your values as a person are being compromised, then maybe it is time for you to have a change. Maybe it's time to go ahead and move on. For me, I just found out yesterday that my retirement was accepted and approved. So I will be moving on soon. I think I fall into the latter category of, are my values compromised? There are some things that I've gone through in the Army that I can mostly deal with a lot of things. I have a pretty high tolerance for pain, as many of you do. But I think there are some changes that are coming down that are starting to really compromise some of the values that I have as a person. And, I am completely okay with that. Like I said, the Army needs to evolve, and I completely get it and I understand it. So I'm not the only person in this Army. So with all that said, I appreciate you. If you have any questions or you just want to reach out and comment, by all means, I'd love to hear what you have to say. So until next week, remain always in pursuit and have a great week.